today's review on the Kamen Rider sort of mini soft spoopy figures, I think that's what they're called. And I got 12 box of these for 200 Hong Kong. That's about £17 maybe. And there's 4 Kivas, 4 Deno based forms. The third one is also Deno sets, but different characters. And for size comparison of the box, here's the Banpesto card. It's that. So yes, look at the Kiva today. The video is going to be on the Kivas. I can split it into more videos. No. Of course, these are candy toys. The candy's already expired, so that's what's inside. So first you got the Kiva basic form. I forgot all the Kiva form names, and the box is a bit dented. Whoops. Plastic is PPT. Warnings and cardboard and stuff. And this has got a sticker for Hong Kong. It's all in Chinese, covering Japanese stuff. Just warning and hazards and all that. Underneath you got a best before date, which is 2009, so it's not too long ago. And back you get an actual picture of the figure, and you got some stats of the actual characters. 200 cm high, so it's 2 meters tall, and tells you there's 4 kinds, and the other 3 kinds are right there. AAC code, mobile phones. The first time you open these, all figures are in a plastic bag like that, and the legs would be here. Of course, here's the candy, generic pill fruit flavored candy. I'm not going to eat that because it's probably fine, but it's 2009 out of date, so no thanks. It is 2012 now. And here's the figure. So first, notice that the molding is pretty decent. You can move the arms and the waist, so it's like a basic action figure. But next thing you notice is it's quite soft, much like the Hibiki one that I reviewed. It is hollow. Because these ones are smaller, there's less detail on them, much less. Show how much these things went for when it first came out. Yeah, no idea how much these things were worth. So yeah, here's the figure. The front is painted, even the Kiva is painted. No compound eyes because it's just a soft molded plastic. Black plastic, so black are strongest. There's more than enough molding here, so you get a pen and paint it. And because of the nature of the soft plastic and being hollow, you can do crazy bends, which is good for kids because they can play around with it. Obviously the arms aren't painted there, which is kind of sucks. And of course nothing is painted on the back. And there's molding of the made in China stuff on the legs. But yeah, the only paint is on the front. The eyes are nice and shiny, no compound eye effect. However, there is molding between, right above the eyes. So that's quite cool. So there are little details there. So yeah, these things are definitely cheap items. And only get them if they're cheap. If they're not cheap, don't get them. Here's a Banpesto card for comparison. He's just about the right size. Also, it's like the DS Banpesto machines when you capture a rider, it goes. Yeah. Anyway, second form, let's go the blue one. Here's the blue one. Focus. And yeah, it's nice print there. The rest of the box is exactly the same, and on the back you got figure details of him in this form. It's not in Japanese, I can't read it. At least these boxes are being honest about what you get inside. Except you don't know the back's not painted. Of course, like I said, all figures come in like that. Package underneath, there's no tape or anything. Then yeah, nice metallic blue, nice silver, nice gold, nice red. Painted really nice. And they use quite a lot of the same molding for most of the things. If there's nothing different, they'll use the same mold again. The back's just black. I got these heads are perfect size for my Lego purposes, and due to the hollow heads it might be easier for me to cut and shape them, except my only problem is Kiva's got this big sort of armor piece that goes behind the neck, so I don't have a clear neck space to cut, so I'm going to have to think about cutting these. There's nothing at the bottom of the shoe, just generic shoe marking, like where the heels are. Next you got the green gun mode. And the figures on the back. Oh, he's sort of peeking out. And again, looks pretty cool. Again, this arm's the same molding as the red normal version, normal mode. Again, no paint on the back. The green looks really nice. I like the colorings on these. Really nice metallic. And then finally, you've got the purple form, the hammer. Here's the back of the box. And there he is. He's got the most different moldings because both his arms are different and his chest is really different. Yeah, so if you can get these for cheap, like I said, I got them for 200 for all 12 boxes. Put the other boxes right here. But yeah, don't get them for anything more than, say, I mean, maybe £8 for 4 of these. Nothing more. £2 each, something like that. But they're probably like 200 yen each when they first came out, just like a gashapon figure anyway. They look good for display because you're going to display them forward anyway. Size comparison. Here's a HG core. They're slightly... No, in fact, they're just slightly smaller, which is kind of annoying. But although they're in the same stand, so depending how you display them, they can look cool together. Yeah, so check out the next video, and that'll be the Deno, same type of figures. And see you guys soon. Subscribe, check out my Facebook and eBay page, and see ya. Oh, and the best thing with these figures is that you get all the forms of the same rider, which is usually quite hard to get because gashapon toys like to mix and match different riders. So, for those of you collecting the same rider, there you go. Hello everyone, today's a review on the Kamen Rider Deno series set of mini soft figures, soft ruby maybe. Anyway, yeah, much like the Kiva ones, these are pretty much the identical series, same size. Here's the Kamen Rider card for box size comparison. And anyway, here's the front. Here's Deno's sword form, and there's the on the top. That shows you the actual figure and some stats of the actual character. Shows you there's also other 4 that you can collect on the box. There's a Hong Kong sticker here in Chinese for the warning and English, covering the Japanese stuff. On this side is this information on the plastic and the cardboard and all that. On the bottom again is more Chinese stuff, expiry date 2007. And yeah, so there's the candy inside. Figures in the plastic bags, no tape sealing it. And of course the candy, which looks like a generic. It's a generic pill fruit flavored candy. And at the top of the box, there's that mobile phone RC code. Anyway, these are. Here's the Deno one. Unlike the Kiva one, these are slightly thicker and they don't bend as much as the Kiva figures. So I've been using less plastic with the Kiva ones. The bottom of the feet is flat, they can stand quite well. All of them have the exact same molding of the leg piece, just different paint. The Deno itself looks okay, except my gripe with the face is that it doesn't have... his jaw is not painted silver, which it should be. Even on the box it's not painted silver, so it's not just this figure, it's the entire line. Oops. Yeah, and again the back is not painted at all, however the rest of the molding is pretty decent. Made in China, pinned on the legs. His sort of sword weapon thing is molded onto the leg as well. And yeah, don't know, his face looks a bit off for some reason. I think the eyes just look a bit weird. But the molding is just sort of detailed molded in, even between the eyes and the belt itself. So if you have a paintbrush, you got painting, go ahead. rod form. The box is pretty much the same. All the front covers are like digital renders of the characters. On top of the box is always an actual photo of the figure head, 1x1 size as well. And on the back you got a picture of the figure and stats again, and the rest of the box is pretty much the same. Yeah, here's rod form. Again, like I said, the leg is the exact same mode, just different paint. And again, there's nothing painted on the back. And the antennas are nicely there. They don't bend too much. Not afraid of snapping anything. The coloring's really nice. I really like the shiny coloring that they use on these figures. Axe form. Here's the front, top, the back. Axe form. He's probably the best because Axe form doesn't have compound eyes, so naturally it will look the most identical to the show. Yeah, and colouring is really good. The sort of darkish, silver, metallic colour. And finally, gun form. Top there. Back. Here's gun form. Gunpowder card for size comparison, and these are the same size as the HG core figures. And like I said in the Kiva video, yeah, they can be displayed together because they're in the same pose. These are slightly shorter, but you know, the way you, depending on how you display them, they'll look fine anyway. And again, the head is a bit soft there, the eye bits, but I'm not afraid of snapping them off, they're quite solid. Again, the back's not painted at all. So yeah, I got these with the 4 boxes of Kiva and another 4 boxes of Deno, and they're really good for the price. And that is, got them for 200 for 12 figures. So that's okay, that's about £18 for 12, so if you can find them for that price, go for it. Anything more than that, no way, because they're not really worth it. They're about the same size as a generic American action figure, so you know, if you want to put them together, that's cool. So going on to the other set, now you got Zonos in the back. We're the same kind of packaging, just different colouring, because it's like a different set. Might as well call it the same set, to be honest. And that's the top of the box, and the rest of the box is identical pretty much. And here's Zonos. The belt buckle is very nicely molded. I'll show you see on this video. Zoom in as much as you can zoom. But yeah, the details are very nicely molded. But again, nothing is painted on the back. His weapons are all molded to the side. See the handle there and the sword blade there. Near, you can see other form. Whoops. Again, digital face there, I think. Oh no, this one's a photo. Yeah, this is a photo from the show. Is that your figure? A big lack of painting on this one. Even though it's the same way molded, you know, joints and stuff, the hands can move, but it's not, you can't move the waist because of the way the cape is shaped. So he's got less movement than the rest of them. You can try and mold it, but the body will pop off and it's quite a pain to pop back on. Because the way it's molded, the things just sort of melt into the cape and nothing's there. All these figures' arms have full 360 degree because of the way it's softer. Even though the shoulder pads, it can still move across. So full 360 rotation. The head is painted quite nicely, but the rest of it is not painted at all. Like the guns and around his chest is not really painted, so that kind of sucks. And then you got Kamen Deno wing form. It's the back. Wing form is a digital image instead of an actual photo again, because it's Deno. and not Sonos. And there's the top of the box. Wing Farm looks cool, but it's very Milky Boy. If you had Milky Boy chocolate bars, you know what I mean. It's kind of that colour. I mean, the rest of it's fine. The moulding is slightly different from the rest of it because he has a different belt thing as well. Again, the back's not painted. The details are hard to see on this body because of the colouring. Black body's easier, but the detail is there if you look closely. Detail is moulded into the body. And then finally, I've come out of Gao. I kind of don't know what he's called. Remember, he's one of the villains. There's the top of the box, and there's the back. Not too much special. And wait, there he is. Again, the bounce is slightly different, but the rest of the leg is pretty much identical to Serenos' legs. Again, back's not painted, but the details are there. Details are molded in. I think his head's painted not too well. There's no silver on the teeth area, and that would be quite a pain to paint yourself, but you know, that's the only way to make it look more accurate. So yeah, that's safe figures. Again, don't get to put anything more than I'd say £10 max. If you really like Deno, £10 max. If you don't care for Deno too much, maybe £8. So yeah, I might be selling some of these depending on if I can use the heads for Lego figures. If I can't, then I'll sell them. So yeah, take care. Have a nice day. Thank you for watching. Don't pay too much for these, and yeah, subscribe and check out my Facebook and eBay and all that, and in the description below. And have a nice day.